Alright, special number 5 is going to be Halloween themed courses. We're going to be doing all levels with a night theme with a couple of underground levels. We're going to start off with 1-2, which is underground, 3-1, 3-2, and 3-3, which are all night theme, 4-2, which is underground, 6-1, 6-2, and 6-3, which are all night theme. Interesting to note here is that there's no Bowser/Castle courses, which is the first special to do this. Looking at this level set at a first glance, it looks scary, which I guess that's what they're trying to go for Halloween, you know, especially with that 6-1 sitting there and the 6-3. Although, you'll also notice the positions of the warp zones. 1-2 skips 3-1 and has a choice of 3-2, 3-3, and 4-2. So you're going to be able to warp from 1-2 to 4-2. And the 4-2 warp zone can skip 6-1 with a choice of 6-2, 6-3, and 1-2, which means you can warp from 4-2 to 1-2. Then warp from 1-2 to 4-2. Then warp from 4-2 to 1-2. Then warp from 1-2 to 4-2. You get the idea. It's going to be ridiculous, and I'm assuming that strategy is going to make this much more of a Coin King battle than last week's special, for sure. Although, there are many other reasons to choose the other courses. I am pretty sure, although it's not confirmed, that one of these 8 levels will be chosen at random, then go in order. Otherwise, it will always start on 1-2 and go in order. It is going to go in order either way. It's very interesting. It definitely has a lot of defensive implications, even though it has some aggressive levels in it. And I think the timing when rotating in these aggressive levels can definitely determine a lot of games, making this a pretty fun special to run. Okay, whether 1-2 is the first level, always selected, or is randomly selected, it's going to be the most played level in this queue, for sure. So it's good to know some of the basics if you haven't already done this level 1,000 times. You run off this to get the coins up here if you want them. Generally, you want to do a shell kick before getting the star, so I just stop the shell like this, and I'm just going to time or run into it. If they start you off as Small Mario, that's probably where you'll get the Fire Flower, and you'll just get this block over here for even more coins. You're just going to be looping this level for like 100 coins or close to 100 coins each time you run it. And this is probably going to be how the start of the level start of the game in the special happens until people start flooding you with Lakitus. Although 1-2 is probably the best level, or one of the best levels to start with the Lakitus. You skip 3-1 with the warp zone here. 3-2 is where I'm standing right here. 3-3 is right here, and 4-2 is right here. So 3-1 has 2 power-ups right away and a whole bunch of coins too. So it's definitely very good to be running this if you can. Generally here I just take these 9 coins. If you want, you can go ahead and get those 3 if you want. There's a 1 up here, and there's going to be a star right here. 3-1 is going to be a good level to do during Deep Red Timer, so that you can prime your 3-2. Because you want your 3-2 to be really, really good, because you can get a lot of time units off of that and outlast people. So as long as people aren't sending Lakitu, this will be the best Red Timer strat. If people are sending Lakitus and you have a lot of coins, the best Red Timer strat will be to fight Lakitu using your coins. You just get this coin block and you're out. If you are doing this with Red Timer, you don't even go to the coin heaven, and you just clear the rest of the way out that way. With 3-2, you'll just be playing the level speedrun style. For the early and mid game, you won't really need to use 3-2 for anything else until it gets to very late timer. If it's very late timer and people aren't sending you any Lakitus, This is definitely the best way to get time. I just let the star go because generally you still want to be doing shell kick combos whenever you can. But that star can be very useful if you are trying to fight Lakitu also. That will easily be the path you take. You'll try to get the star and run it all the way to the end. 3-3 is going to be very annoying with Lakitu. There is nothing useful in this level other than you wanting to just get to the end. There's a few coins, there aren't many enemies. The good news is that the possible pitfalls are very little in this game level here. So at least there's that working on your side. You just want to speedrun it as quickly as you can. 4-2 is going to be a level I think people are going to be looping with 1-2 quite a bit. Generally, you'd want to take the standard warp zone. If you don't take the standard warp zone, you'll be doing 6-1, which will be a very aggressive play for getting timer. So just like 3-1, there's two power-ups relatively next to each other. You can hit this block from here, or you can hit these two blocks to come into the vine this way. What you don't want to do is hit this block, because then it becomes very difficult to get to this vine as big. Taking the warp zone will skip 6-1, the Lakitu level, and your first pipe here will be 6-2. If you need coins, you can run 6-2, but you'll have to be running 6-3 right afterwards, which will be right here, and 1-2, which I think most people will be taking. Now, if levels are randomly generated, this will be the most dangerous level to appear first, mainly because of the massive party potential here. There are three natural Lakitus in here, and there's a one up down here. It's actually a very dangerous level, but it also has multiple power-ups, which can be very useful. You can fight Lakitu here with a fire shot pretty easily. You can also hop on Lakitu up here if he shows up. There's a risky coin block here if you want to go get it, and the coast is clear. But aside from that, that's the whole level. That is all of it. If this level shows up first, games are going to be very, very, very short. Especially because the next levels are going to be 6-2 and 6-3, and people aren't going to get coins outside of 6-2. So you have to be doing that level next. So here's 6-2. We'll be doing this next. What you want to do immediately when you play 6-2 is just take the first pipe immediately. The first pipe gives you coin cache. You want to hit this block right here. If you want, you can also hit this block too. But generally you want to hit those blocks so you can exit easily while getting all of the coins. So you do it that way, and you're good to go. Now, taking that first pipe skips a pipe that goes underwater. I mean, if you want to send bloopers and fish to people who are doing 6-3, you can. I mean, generally people will be dealing with Lakitus, but if people bonus out the Lakitus, you can go right ahead and follow up with some fish and bloopers if you really want to. But what you really want to do is take the first pipe to bonus out any Lakitus, and then you also want to go ahead and get the coins up here at this coin heaven. You do both of these, and you will be looking pretty good in terms of general coin counts. It's just like the one in 3-1, the nighttime coin heaven. Now, you skip the star when you go there, but there's not much left of the level after this area anyway. Although, it's definitely a lot less common. But you can go this way, where you get the coin block here first. You'll be skipping the coin cache this way, but this is what you want to do if you want to go to the underwater level and send bloopers and fish to people who are playing 6-3, which could be pretty nasty. The underwater cache, you can just go like this. But keep in mind that this strat does skip the coin heaven. You really don't want to be skipping the coin heaven. But this option does exist. It does exist. Generally, you can go over if you want, or you can just do a jump here. But there's a star right here, and it'll take you to the rest of the level. It can be an option to fight Lakitu if you want to go for that star. So those are all possibilities too for 6-2. 6-3 is kill it with fire, speedrun it as fast as you possibly can. So momentum jump here and here, wait for the platform, make like that spring doesn't exist, just do a series of jumps like this, and just get out of here as quick as possible. Enemies cannot be on those platforms, so most of these jumps will be safe. You won't have to deal with spring jank. And you're good to go. Just get rid of the 6-3 as fast as you can. So yeah, all of these options can be pretty scary with World 6, but at the same time, I think a lot of games are going to be building up 1-2 and 4-2 looping over and over and over again. And people are going to have high coin counts until somebody starts throwing a Lakitu party. Just brings up the Lakitu Storm. And then at that point, people start trying to rotate these levels some more to fight the Lakitus, because 1-2 and 4-2 are probably the best levels to fight Lakitu in anyway. We'll definitely see how this plays out. If the first level is always 1-2, you're going to see the biggest defensive coin farm ever. And it's going to make the so-called coin king of last week look really weak in comparison, as people loop 1-2 and 4-2 together forever. It'll be very interesting to look at. I'm pretty sure that if people do go 6-1 and attack with enough attackers, they can flood. And if they have high coin counts when they do this, it can definitely be a play that decides the game. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a whole bunch of 1-2 and 4-2 cycling, where people try to time when they enter 3-1 and 3-2 to end the game. It'll be a very interesting special for sure, and it's going to be very fun, whichever way it goes.